Breaking tonight, just within the last hour, there is now a second woman. She's a former staffer of the Judiciary Committee ranking member John Conyers, and she's accused him of persistent sexual harassment. The only reason that this has come out tonight is because she decided to abandon her settlement talks. She claims that she suffered unwanted touching and inappropriate comments, she claims, on a daily basis in his office. And there are shocking revelations about how Congress has been secretly paying off accusers to sweep harassment under the rug on Capitol Hill. Reportedly, there are $17 million worth of these settlements. And you know where that money comes from, right? It is U.S. taxpayer dollars, your money at work. Also, as CBS newsman Charlie Rose has now been fired 1 day after he was suspended. PBS and Bloomberg quickly also cutting ties. Multiple women coming forward to accuse the veteran TV journalist of inappropriate sexual behavior. Rose's former CBS This Morning co-hosts Gayle King and Norah O'Donnell earlier today.
I'm still trying to process all of this. I'm still trying to sort it out because this is not the man I know, but I'm also clearly on the side of the women who have been very hurt and very damaged by this.
This is a moment that demands a frank and honest assessment about where we stand and more generally the safety of women. Let me be very clear. There is no excuse for this alleged behavior.
We're also hearing from a PBS executive producer who worked with Rose for more than 25 years and now says that she wishes that she had done more. She writes, "I should have stood up for them. I failed. It is crushing. I deeply regret not helping them," referring to these women. Here now, Dana Lash, talk radio host and with Radio America, and Leslie Marshall, a progressive radio talk show host and a Fox News contributor. Ladies, welcome. Good to have both of you with us tonight. I just want to put up on the screen another quote with regard to the John Conyers case. This is someone who worked in his office, and she said, according to the affidavit, "One of my duties while working for Representative Conyers was to keep a list of women that I assumed he was having affairs with and call them at his request, and if necessary, have them flown in using congressional resources." Dana.
I'm stunned that taxpayer resources were used to essentially help Conyers' predation and exploitation of women. This is ridiculous, and as I understand, there is going to be an ethics investigation into him. But these are, I mean, usually these are pretty toothless. It seems to exonerate more individuals than it does to actually condemn those who have committed wrongdoing. But this is insane. I mean, how many hardworking Americans should not be paying for the bedroom habits of John Conyers? What kind of message does that send? I mean, for crying out loud. And wasn't he settling up, Martha, with all of these women while his wife was serving prison time for taking bribes on the Detroit City Council?
Great point. Leslie, you know, you look at these stories and there are some allegations that have been made by Jackie Spears and others who will not reveal the names of the people that they say did this to them. So, but the problem is, you know, that's all fine if you're dealing with, you know, a private situation. But when you have bailouts and settlements, I should say, in these cases that involve taxpayer dollars, you really don't have an option whether or not to keep that private, do you?
Oh, I agree with you 100%. And this is one time I think, Dana, you and I have been agreeing on Twitter lately more than in the past, especially on this issue. There is absolutely no reason that we, the people, with our taxes, should pay for these types of settlements. When you look at $17 million spread out over 20 years, that's almost $1 million a year. How much to who? Who was paid off? What is this, hush money? This is disgusting. Further, I do want to say also, not just flying people in allegedly on our dime, but I have to say, and I've said this before, these women need to name these names on Capitol Hill, because these people, left or right, are elected by individuals like you and me who may not know what they are doing with our tax dollars within those chambers.
And they also seem to be woefully behind the times in terms of how they deal with this. I mean, they're saying we should have mandatory sexual harassment training. It's like, hello? I mean, corporations across America have been doing this for years. And if you're going to do, you know, these kinds of payouts, Dana, as we're saying, you know, it just opens that door. You really cannot do this in private. Here's President Trump on this earlier this afternoon. Just let me play this, and I want to hear what you have to say.
You believe Congress should release the names of lawmakers who have settled on sexual harassment claims?
I do. I really do. I think they should.
Dana.
Well, you mentioned really quickly, Martha, the whole issue of you can't use taxpayer dollars and then tell the taxpayers to stay out of your business. And I apply that for everything that taxpayers have to fund, everything. This is our government. John Conyers works for the people. He doesn't get to take the people's money and then tell them to shut up and stay out of his business. And this slush fund, this hush money, and I think that's what Leslie had called it. And I mean, we don't know what it is because they make this a Rube Goldberg machine of solving these issues. And to sit here and call for sexual harassment courses, this is 2017. We do not have to teach grown adults how to behave in the workplace. And if grown adults, Martha, have to be taught how to behave in the workplace, then maybe those adults shouldn't leave their homes until they can act like decent human beings.
Yeah, it really does come down to such simple rules. And I think, Dan, I heard you say this the other morning. Keep your hands to yourself, right? I mean, talk about the lessons that we all learned in kindergarten. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, Leslie. But it seems like there are a lot of people out there who have a really tough time with that message.
I think part of the problem here, Martha, is that we have, and not just here in the United States and not just in Hollywood or on Capitol Hill, but worldwide, I think pretty much since Adam and Eve, there has just been this power that men have and have wielded over women, and that unfortunately women have just felt so powerless. And I think right now they're saying we're mad as hell, we're not going to take it anymore. Yeah. And this is the revolution. This has been the war on women.
Thank you so much to both of you ladies. Good to have you here. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, Martha.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.